You all are the pillars of your communities. You all are the ones that sponsor the Little League teams, that are presidents of the civic organizations, and more importantly, you provide probably the greatest protection that most homeowners, most individuals, and most businesses ever need but never realize how much they need it, and that is the protection of their assets through insurance. And what we've seen over the last several years is the political opportunity to villainize your industry at the expense of political gain. And unfortunately, that has led to a situation where we put the government in the business of insurance, which we never should have done and which we should never do. And so I stand here to tell you that I am an advocate very strongly, not only of you as independent agents, but also of your industry, and that we need to make sure we do everything we can to protect probably the greatest financial regulation system in the world, and that's our state-based system of insurance. We protect capital, we protect consumers, and we protect solvency. And we do it at affordable rates in each state. Right now, that's under fire from the federal government. The Federal Insurance Office, which of course should never be a regulator, but yet is being touted that way with covered agreement that's coming through, with what's going on in the CFPB. We need to make sure that we get rid of FIO as quickly as we can and have state-based systems of insurance. Mike talked about this, is the flood insurance bill that I passed out of the House last year. For political reasons, it didn't make it through the Senate. Right now, we have a very good opportunity to not only pass it through the House, but make it as a law. And what it really does is it finally says, okay, we realize that insurance is the business of placing capital behind risk that is managed appropriately and actuarially so that those assets can be protected. It is not the collection of premiums by the government who will then back it with taxpayer dollars or assessments. This bill would allow for the weaning off, if you will, of the NFIP being the only game in town for flood insurance. We have to reauthorize the NFIP by the end of September. It expires. And every year what we've done, every time we've done it, we've just increased the size of the NFIP, increased their debt, which is now over $23 billion. This bill would say, you as an agent can now go out there and give your consumers, your clients, a choice of whether they want to stay in the NFIP or whether they want to have a private capital-backed insurance product that has been approved by your state regulator. And if they like that, that's great. If they don't, they can stay in NFIP with no prejudice. But what we bring to the table, is the expertise of the private industry that will manage their capital, that will assess their risk actuarially, and more importantly, will allow for mitigation procedures to go in there so that we can prevent the greater devastation that occurs when the natural catastrophe occurs.